Good afternoon, Olive, Arlo, and Frank. Grandpa coming to you in the living room, Jacksonville Beach. And I'm listening to your grandmother on the phone with Olive, with you and your mom. And you sound like you're having a good time on the phone. You're getting ready to be able to talk soon and be able to walk soon. Lucky that your grandma and I are past that age, because I don't have enough strength in me to keep up with 1-year-olds. So today we're going to jump into the Ten Commandments. We're getting ready to get into a different part of the Bible than, like, the beginning of Exodus. They showed life in Egypt, and then Moses went away for 40 years and came back, and they all left Egypt. And now they're coming to Mount Sinai, and they're going to get the Ten Commandments. But for the next, I guess it would be 12 chapters, 20 through 31, a bunch of rules are going to be given to the Israelites. They have the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, and then they're going to be given a whole bunch of things about ceremonial eating and the priests and building this tabernacle that they're going to take through the desert with them for the next 40 years. Whenever they get to a place, they'll set it up, and it's going to have a little place to worship God. And then in 32, we're going to get back to a narrative of the journey. It's not going to be a happy time when we get to chapter 32. But anyway, it is what it is, as they say. God spoke all these words. I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you from the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. Now, he's saying, yeah, I don't want any gods ahead of me, but that's not exactly what this means. It's no other gods in my presence. I am the only God. I created the heavens and the earth. And I'm the one who brought you out miraculously. If you think back, you had the plagues and all that kind of stuff and the parting the Red Sea. Well, I'm the dude that did that. So I don't want these other gods in my presence. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that it is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water below. You shall not bow down to them and serve them. So what he's saying is, you can't make a carved idol. And usually what they would do is they would, in this part of the world anyway, they would worship like a cow or something. So don't make a little golden fish or silver bird and bow down and start worshiping it. That they are not real. They're not gods. You just think they are. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, responding to the transgressions of fathers by dealing with children to the third and fourth generations of those who reject me, and showing covenant faithfulness to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold guiltless anyone who takes his name in vain. And we're talking about using his name idly, like just in modern English, if you say like, God damn it. Well, why would you say that? Why would you ask God to damn something? You know, you stub your toe and you go, God damn it. Well, that's against the Ten Commandments. You're taking his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath. Remember the Sabbath day to set it apart as holy. For 6 days you must labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter or your male servant or your female servant or your cattle or the resident foreigner who is in your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and all that is in them, and he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart as holy. So these first commandments are your relationship with God. Now we're going to get into your relationship with other human beings. But they're related to your relationship with God. Honor your father and your mother, that you may live a long time in the land, the land that the Lord your God is giving to you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. So that means to desire, like to be jealous of somebody because of what they have. You know, like, ooh, I want that. Keeping up with the Joneses. Shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that belongs to your neighbor. All the people were seeing the thundering and the lightning, and heard the sound of the horn, and saw the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they trembled with fear and kept their distance. They said to Moses, "You speak to us, and we will listen. But do not let God speak with us, lest we die." Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, so that you do not sin." And the people kept their distance. But Moses drew near the thick darkness where God was. The Lord said to Moses, "Thus you will tell the Israelites, you yourselves have seen that I have spoken with you from heaven. You must not make gods of silver alongside me, nor make gods of gold for yourselves. You must make for me." So he's saying, don't make gods for yourself, because I'm the only God. You don't know what I look like, so you can't make my image. But you need to make something for me. And it has to be very, very specific. And now we're going to start to get into the specifics of the everyday worship and the laws and the ceremonies and things. You must make for me an altar made of earth. So it's out of dirt. And you will sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings. And we're going to get into, over this and the next 3 books of the Bible, what all these sacrifices and all this stuff to do with the altar have to do with. Your sheep and your cattle in every place where I cause my name to be honored. I will come to you and I will bless you. If you make me an altar of stone, you must not build it of stones shaped with tools. So he wants right now for them to make one made out of dirt, like mud pies. He wants it to be very simple. But they're going to be moving, and they're not going to move this altar. So wherever they go, they're going to have to build it. If they're in a place where they can get mud, which apparently they are, at the foot of Sinai, there must be some way of making mud, of making an earthen altar. But if there's some place that they can't do that, it's just sand and rocks, well, you can build it out of rocks, but you can't chisel the rocks. You can't make a fancy altar. This is for me. And there's nothing that you can do to impress me with your artistry or anything like that. Now later on, he's going to have them make all kinds of stuff that are very intricately carved and everything. But for right now, what he wants is simplicity, not handmade. This is all about me. It has to be basic. For if you use your tool on it, you have defiled it. And you must not go up by steps to my altar, so that your nakedness it's not exposed. So they wore these like robes, and they probably had some sort of underpants on under it. But if you're walking up the steps and you have a robe on, people can look underneath and see your butt. So it's like, now this is a special place. You can't have your butt out so people can see it when you're in this special place. So we'll get ready to go into these ordinances and plans for building the portable temple. They're going to walk around carrying this thing, the tabernacle, I think they call it, in this version of the Bible. So until next time, peace out.